Oh, how did you hear about us?
Him.
Who is him?
My son.
Oh, that's your son? His name him? Hey, him. Well, you brought them up. That's nice. What did he tell you about us?
Well, he sent me he sent me a YouTube of what was it, Father's Day? Father's Day. And I looked at it and
What did you think?
interesting.
I realized he had on new shoes. Good morning. Welcome to church. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. You can get involved by going to my YouTube channel and whatever questions and comments you may have, we can get to them. And good morning, everybody here again. Good morning. Good to see y'all. Happy 4th of July. 4th of July coming up this week. And so if you're traveling, whether it's out of town or next door to your neighbor's house, be careful because everybody and their mama smoke pot, so they're going to be getting high and driving on the road. So be careful for the potheads. We don't have any potheads here, right? Nobody here smoke pot, right? One guy, you smoke pot?
Used to, yeah.
You don't smoke it anymore?
Yeah, I still I'm on break, you know, trying to take a break.
How long you on break for?
It's been like 2 weeks.
And what made you go on break?
I just started getting lazy from it, you know.
You started getting headaches?
Lazy.
Oh, lazy, yeah. And so are you going back to it?
I'm not saying I'm gonna stop or anything. I'm just like wanna let it go.
Are you going to smoke for the 4th of July?
No, I'm not planning to.
Oh, good, man. This your first time here?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Johnny.
John, welcome.
Thank you.
Any questions for me?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Oh, okay. If you do, let me know. All right? Welcome. Do you have some pot on you?
No.
Okay. All right. So be careful for 4th of July. What I want to do first is, this is a fellowship, and we're here to fellowship together, right? So I want to know if there anyone who disagrees with me about anything that I need to clear up, or you don't agree, or you want to fight me, or whatever.
I got my notes, but it's a slow week.
Okay. So you disagree with me about something?
Yeah.
All right.
Earlier you had said that we don't come from monkeys and apes, but how can you deny the fact that there are similarities between us and them? You know, they got opposable thumbs and...
They got what?
Opposable thumbs, where they can grab things.
Oh.
And
But
they
a
walk.
dog does too, don't they?
Dog? No, dog has paws.
Can a dog, don't they need paws to walk with?
Well, no, but, you know, apes, they
Did
can
you
use
come
their
from
hands.
dog or ape?
Ape.
You came from an ape?
But I'm not sure if we came from exactly that species, but
Right.
there are similarities between
Have you
us.
seen 8 babies lately from a woman?
No, but I've seen
Why
eight,
have we seen them since we've been on Earth?
8 babies. I'm sure if you go to the zoo or check it out, they're there.
Oh, there are women at the zoo having apes?
Oh, no, I got it wrong. No, but it's just, I just think that's interesting that like, there's so many similar things to us and them that...
That may be, but it doesn't mean we came from them. We came from God.
So my next question is...
We're created in God's image, not the ape image.
But why are humans, or why are they similar? Why is that we're connected, and how come we're separate from them?
From the ape?
Yeah.
You can go play with them. You want to play with them?
That'd be cool.
Go to Africa.
Oh, no. No thanks.
Mommy Africa.
But I just think that's interesting that you don't think that we don't come from that at all.
No.
Okay.
You believe that human beings came from apes?
Something like it.
You also believe the earth is flat?
I don't know.
Do you believe the earth is flat?
I don't know.
Do you believe we went to the moon?
Maybe.
You don't think so?
I don't know because I've never been there myself. I'd rather know that I know instead of what someone told
okay.
me, you know.
All right. Yeah, I don't know, but we didn't come from apes.
It's interesting.
You should marry one and see if they have a baby.
But that's all I wanted to know.
All right, buddy. Yeah, no. That's crazy stuff. Anybody disagree or anything I need to clear up? No? Yes, sir. Oh, hold on for the mic there. Is this your first time here?
Yes.
Oh, this your first time, right?
First time.
Welcome.
How you doing?
What's your first name?
Robert.
Huh?
Robert.
How did you hear about us, Robert?
YouTube.
Right on. Go ahead. What's your disagreement?
So I disagree that you think there's no place for education, because that's often what you
I
say.
educate.
Well, you just say you don't need education. Go do for yourself,
You
which I
can-
do agree with. But,
Yeah. If
but there
there's
is a place for
proper way
education.
of educating where it doesn't interfere with your consciousness, where it doesn't turn you away from God, then that would work because you could use it to build houses, to
Well,
go
'cause
to the moon,
Okay.
to, you know what I'm saying?
Well, because you almost say like there's no place for education, but I wouldn't want a person who's not an engineer to build my bridges, or a person who's not a trained physician to be my doctor. Or
Unless they went online and learned how to do it.
No, I don't trust that either.
But there's a proper way to educate. Right now, the public education is all messed up.
I agree. We push people, and it's kind of useless.
Yeah, that's why we should do homeschooling or a good private school or something. Because our public system is not working.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have issues with that.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, that's about it.
Are you married?
Yes,
You're married.
yes,
Are you the head of your wife?
yes,
You are the head of your wife?
yes.
Oh, good. And does she know it? Oh, that's your wife right there?
I just learned it.
You didn't know he was the head of you?
Well, apparently.
But until now, you didn't know it? Let her have one of my, yeah.
I'm good.
No, we need it on mic because people are listening. They can't see you, but they can hear you. Yeah. And so you didn't know he was the head of you?
Well, according to JLP, he is.
To who?
JLP.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, according to God.
Yes.
And so is he a beta or alpha?
He's not beta.
He's no beta?
No.
So he's the head of you?
Sure.
Oh, sure. You believe it?
I believe it.
Oh, good, man. How do you feel about that?
I'm fine.
Oh, good. My biblical question, I'm going to ask all the ladies first to respond to this, and then I'll ask the guys to respond. In a minute, I'll come back to you what I want to do with some. Any questions for me? This is your first time here.
It's my first time.
Oh, come back with the mic, girl. This is your first time?
It is my
What's
first
your first name?
Donnelly?
Donnelly, do you disagree with me about anything?
Not that I've heard so far.
Oh, okay. Any questions about anything?
Not yet.
All right, well, welcome, all right?
Thanks.
Okay. Anybody disagree? Anybody else? No? Okay. You disagree? That's amazing. Isn't that like amazing?
I was here last week and we had a discussion where you as well as members of the audience got really offended by me offering to give a car for my son to drive.
Oh,
And-
yeah, I
and-
remember.
And
You gave it to him?
no,
Where's that car?
I'm driving. I brought it to church.
We donate it to Bond. We can sell it.
Yeah,
Since
and-
you gotta give a car away.
No, I wasn't giving. I didn't have to give the car away. The thing was, at 18, when my son's 26 now, and at age 18, he was a pretty obedient son. He did well, graduated from high school, and it was at a point where he started deviating from what I had in terms of my expectations, and I made those very clear from when he was a little boy up until he turned 18. And
Why did you give him expectations?
so he would know that life has expectations and life has limits, and in order for you to get along in life, you have to live a certain way.
Who told you life has expectations?
God told me life has expectations.
You lied on God.
No, I'm not.
You better go. What God are you talking about?
I'm talking about the God of the Bible,
And what does it say about expectation?
that he made me in his image, and I'm to honor that and to do what
But he's not
demonstrated
expecting you
in
to
his
do it.
word. He's not expecting me to do anything? So why did he make me?
He didn't say he expect you to do it.
Okay, so why did he make me?
To create love.
So that's an expectation.
No,
That's a purpose.
no.
What do you mean?
But I want to go back to, you should never ever put that on your son or anyone, expectation. We are not supposed to live by expectation. We're supposed to live by faith.
So what did God mean when he gave Adam and Eve the garden and he gave them dominion?
Gave him what?
Dominion.
I don't understand the question. What does that have to do with expectation?
The purpose for, what was the whole purpose of God creating?
Why would you put an expectation on your son? That's why one of the reasons maybe he didn't go your way, because you can't live up to another person's expectation. That's ridiculous.
Well, that would be the perfect
Were you
excuse
living
for
up
Adam
to
and
it?
Eve
Were you
to,
doing what you wanted him to do, to become?
well, that would have been the perfect excuse
Were
for
you-
Adam and Eve to
were
depart
you
from
living up to your
obeying God's
expectation?
expectation.
Were you living up to your expectation that you put on him?
Was I living up to my expectations?
Those expectations that you put on him as a kid growing up, were you living up to them?
I don't understand your question.
That means no. The expectation that you put on your son, were you living those expectations yourself?
Yes. In terms of setting the example, yes.
I wish your son was here.
Yes.
You were living up to them.
I lived up to
And what was,
expectations.
give me the example of expectation you put on him.
The expectations was to do the best in what you do. For example, I didn't have the expectation for them to work as children, but I did have expectations for them to work around the house and to do the things that were required
You're
of them
not
at home.
supposed to put expectation on kids or anyone really. You're just supposed to live and do the best that you can do. And I mean, no one can. That's why a lot of people who have expectations, when they don't work, they get depressed, they kill themselves. They feel less than, they feel like a failure. You're supposed to just live, not with expectations.
Okay, so if what you're saying is true, then for me to be a father to my children would be for me to not necessarily even be there in the home with them, even though you
How
have
you come up
said-
with that?
Well, if no one has any expectations of me, or I have no expectations from them, then there's no reason for me to have this intention to have children and to raise them with the woman.
Why are you
in the
coming up with that
household.
right now? I don't understand that. Is Satan talking to you?
Well, I'm trying to understand your view in terms of no expectation.
You're supposed to walk by faith, live by faith, not expectation. We don't know what we want. We don't know what to do. We just live by the light of God inside of us, just daily, without any. Satan give you expectation. God doesn't. He said we walk by faith, not by sight.
Well, according to God's word, he said
So
that
let me, because of time.
Yeah.
So your son didn't live up to your expectations, so you reward him with a car?
No, he didn't live up to my expectations to the degree when he turned 18, but when he turned 25, he just turned 26 now.
Right.
The light came on in terms of him realizing, you know what, Dad, I see and understand a lot of things that you imparted on me to do that I refuse to do are now the things that I am gravitating to do.
And so you reward him with a car?
No, I didn't reward him with
Why
a
were
car.
you trying to give him a car?
Because I saw that he was moving in a direction, and in order for him to get there, for me to offer him a car that wouldn't cost me anything to give to him, was going to facilitate him
Were you surprised?
accomplishing the goal that he wanted.
Were you surprised when he didn't want a car from you? He wouldn't take it?
No, I wasn't surprised,
Why not?
because he still has the same tendency that he demonstrated back when he was 18.
So you were not surprised that he didn't take the car from
Right.
you? He didn't want it?
Yeah.
Amazing. So stop offering him stuff.
Right,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
I agree.
All right. So we friends now?
Yes.
All right. All right. I'm glad. How many people have expectations? Live by that. Oh, yeah? Amazing. Right here. What's your expectation that you live by? Is this your first time here?
No.
Oh, okay. You have expectations?
Yeah, I do.
And what are they?
It's just something that I can't help, right? Like expectation to work harder. that I
Why
put
are
on
you
myself.
expecting to work hard?
I expect myself to work hard.
Why don't you just work hard without expecting it? So if you fail at it, it won't bother you in any way.
Right, right. I don't know. I think it's a struggle that you have, whether you want, when you want something and, you want to achieve a goal, so you set an expectation,
Oh, I see.
I think, on yourself. So that's the kind of
Who
struggle.
taught you to be that way?
Myself,
You taught yourself?
yeah.
You
Or
put
society,
expectation
maybe.
on yourself?
Yeah, I do put it on myself. Maybe
Oh,
it's
well, take them
society.
off.
Yeah,
That way you live a long, peaceful life.
sure.
But if you have expectations, you're going to be disappointed. Seek first the kingdom of God in his right way, and you'll become right, and you'll do right, and it'll all be added unto you. Then you won't be stressed out. You smoke pot,
Nope,
you're going to smoke pot?
nope.
With all those expectations, you're going to end up on pot.
Nah, I'm not a
No,
smoker.
let that go. You shouldn't live that way.
All right.
I mean, let it go if you want to hold on to it.
Yeah, I could see it. Sometimes it works for you, right? I think, but most times it doesn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't. You can't live a peaceful life like that.
Yeah.
All right? Okay.
Thanks.
Why do you have it? Hold on 1 minute. The young lady right here. Yeah, Kelly. You have expectations?
Yes.
And what are they?
I expect to do things that I could do very well in let's say in my 20s. I expect to do it as well as I did it back then.
So when you become 20, you expect to do what you did back then?
No, what I expect to do now as well as I did in my 20s
Oh, I
and
see.
30s.
But you're much older now.
Yes.
And what is it that you're expecting?
Well, for instance, like I figure skate, and I had a really bad injury about 4 years ago. I shattered my knee, and I have been struggling to be exactly where I took off before that injury, and it's driving me out of my mind.
So the best way is not to have any expectation. Don't struggle with it. Just go out and do your best.
I know.
And then you won't have to fight with it, and then you will become your best. Can you let that go, expectation?
I'm really trying to. At times I can, but sometimes it just sneaks back into me.
Well, let it go. When it
Yeah.
comes back, just let it go.
Yeah,
And just enjoy doing your best. I enjoy just doing whatever I do. And then with no expectation, it's so much fun, and it's always work out,
right,
so forth. All right?
yeah.
So stay out of your head. When
Yes.
Satan try to tell you, but how old are you now, if I may ask?
I'm 56.
And so you think that you're going to do what you did at 20?
Yes,
I would let that one go fast.
yeah, I
I
know.
would hurry up and let that go.
Yeah.
You smoke pot?
No,
Oh, you will be smoking pot with that.
yeah,
No, just let that go. Your bones are not going to work like 20-year-old bones.
right,
All right? You're going to kill yourself out there. No, let that go.
right.
Kelly, you know better.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, stay out of your head.
Yep.
Okay? Did you say you have expectations? Next to Kelly, right here.
Well, yes, but like genuine expectations, that's what like everyone else have.
I'm sorry?
The genuine expectations like everyone else have,
Like what, for example?
like for example, finish university, get a job, things like that.
Oh.
Be able to provide for yourself.
What's going to happen when you finish the university, don't get a job, and now you're in debt?
What's gonna happen back then?
Uh,
I mean, gotta figure out how to solve that.
Now you're going to be calling up the president, asking him, could he pass a bill? You're going to call Bernie Sanders.
All right.
You raise all my debt, and he's going to make you a false promise that he can. You're going to vote for him, and you're going to be in trouble. Why not just do it? If you're going to school, just go and see what happens.
I mean, yeah.
But don't have
Does-
any
does it happen?
expectation. Who taught you
I don't
that?
know.
How old are you?
26.
Who taught you that?
That I have to go to school?
That you had to have expectations? You've been listening to Oprah?
No. no.
Who
not,
taught you
not,
that?
not yet.
I'm sorry?
Not yet.
Yeah, let it go, man. Just if you're going to school, just go, do your best, and take each day at a time. And don't listen to here, because Satan's going to drive you nuts with that.
Sure, yeah, maybe comparison, like compare myself with the
Yeah,
others. And
comparing yourself to others. You're not good enough. You're not as good as this person. It's not good for you. And God would never do you like that. That's from your daddy, Satan. Is Satan your daddy? Is this your first time here?
second,
Is Satan your daddy?
I would postpone answer on that question.
I'm sorry?
I say no.
Satan's not your daddy?
No.
Well, why
At
do you
least-
listen to him?
I mean, he never revealed himself to me. I don't know how I know if that's him talking to me, but
So what?
I was like, he's never revealed himself to me. How and I know that that's
He is
him.
revealing himself to you by making you believe you need to live by expectation. That's him revealing himself to you. It's not from God. God would not put pressure on you like that.
Right,
period.
Right.
So let it
Yeah.
go. Did you forgive your mother?
Working on that.
You working on it?
Working on that.
By doing what?
By by doing silent prayer and
By doing what?
silent prayer and just
But you could pray until the cows come home. You could do the silent prayer until the cows come home, but you still gonna have to go and face her.
yeah, right.
And you're
Sure.
still gonna be afraid. The fear is not gonna leave until you face her. So it's good you're doing the prayer, but you gotta go deal with her.
Yeah, that's something like the step number 1 in my soon disclosure plan.
To go deal with her.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
take action on
Step number
that
1
correctly.
is to go deal with your mother. Are you afraid to?
Not necessary. I would. It's just something like I would like to figure out how to do that in a correct way.
Do you see that you need to forgive her? That she did the best she could, she couldn't help it? That she crazy? You see your mom is crazy?
Well, there is like some things which
So
I would
just-
want to forgive her for. Yeah.
But she doesn't want to be that way. And so her mother did it to her. So go and forgive her. Hey, I realize, by getting to know yourself, I realize that you couldn't help yourself. I'm sorry for hating you for it.
Okay, just like that, like
Yeah.
not details, not like.
Unless God
this-
give you something to say, something else, that's all it takes. You just go in there to forgive her.
Okay, I mean, I'll try. It's just like I doubt that it's gonna do the process. They're gonna just like that. It's gonna like the hate is gonna be
If you
released.
truly forgive her, your world will change just like that. It really will. But
Okay.
have no expectation. Just go and do it. Don't expect her to apologize. Don't expect to accept it or not. You're going there to forgive her so you could be free.
Yeah, sure. It's just like well, the way you say it, just I would say that's too like so simple. It
Yeah.
sounds like a magic pill for me. Like I just
Yeah.
go say that and like magic happens.
Yes.
Okay.
All right?
Oh yeah, I'll take it over.
You need Joel to go with you? We'll send Joel. And his new shoes.
Sure.
All right,
I'll
but go,
consider.
how old are you?
26.
Oh, go do it, man. You'll be, and then that way you can have a good life.
Yeah,
Right?
I'll give it a try. Sure.
Yeah. And
Okay.
if she started crying, that's fine. It's just to manipulate you. All right?
Yeah, that's understandable.
And if she try to blame your father, that's fine. Whatever she does is fine. If she fall out and die, that's fine. All right? Just collect the insurance money and go live. All right?
Right.
God will forgive you. You'll be fine.
Thank you.
You're
Yeah.
welcome, buddy. Yes,
I'll
sir.
give it a try.
You had your hand? Yes, sir.
I had a question about expectation. What do I do if like I turn to God expecting things? Like if I turn my will to Him and then like expect stuff in return, you know? Like will you teach us?
You're not going to get it. Don't expect anything from God. Faith is different than expectation. So you're not supposed to go to God just to want some stuff. All right? You're doing it because you want to be born again. You want to become His son. You want to love Him. And the Father will take care of the Son. But a lot of people go to God because they want something, and when they get it, they go back to hell. So don't be expecting anything. Just have faith. Forgive. Have you forgiven your mother?
Yes, I have.
You went to her?
Yeah.
What happened?
She just said, for what? What do you forgive me for?
And did you tell her?
I had a couple things like in my pocket, just
You told her?
yeah.
And what did she say?
She's like, okay.
Did you forgive your father too?
Yeah.
Oh, good, man. So how you doing today?
I never thought I'd be here, but it's
Right
good.
on. You
It's
live in
getting
LA?
better. I'm living in LA County.
Right on. Okay. Good. Well, do the side. Are you doing the side of prayer? Stay
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
And speak up, and don't, and doubt every thought.
Mm-hmm.
Every thought is a lie, and you'll be fine. It's going to unfold by itself.
I became addicted to thinking. I took like mushrooms to
Yeah.
like get rid of the ego and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I got hooked on it. Like
Yeah. Well, don't worry about all that. No big deal. Now you're waking up. That's the big deal. You're overcoming. That's why God said it. I wanted to mention that if you confess your sins, He will forgive you and cleanse you of all your unrighteousness. So when you go and forgive, stop playing God. He's going to cleanse you of all that stuff you picked up while you're in the fallen state. The drugs, the sex, the lying, the fear, the doubt, the worry, all that is going to disappear. He will cleanse you of all that. Isn't that nice?
yeah.
And whatever your heart desires, He'll give you that too. It'll happen. But that's not that's not the reason to go to Him.
What if like you desire love and then you turn to God for love?
That's a good reason.
That's a good reason.
Because human beings don't have love. But if you forgive your father, then God will naturally forgive you and His love will overtake you. And it will fulfill that void and you'll be fine. You love your father, your earthly father?
Yeah. I
Oh,
do.
good. You'll be fine then. When you love the son, you love the father.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
You live on your own?
No.
Who you live with?
Both my parents.
How old are you?
I'm about to be 26.
Beta! Beta male! Why are you still at home?
Oh man, I'm scared. It's easier, you know,
You scared?
and it's easy.
It's too easy.
Too easy.
Yeah, you don't want that. You do not want that.
I've
You're
grown
not
a,
going to grow up until you move out on your own.
What if my parents are moving out and I'll stay behind in the house?
Are they letting you rent the house or give it to you?
I'm renting it out, I guess.
I mean, as long as you have your own place, paying your own rent, doing your own thing.
Okay.
That's amazing that you're 26 years old and afraid to move on your own. That's a girl.
I was babied.
Huh?
I was babied.
Yeah, I can tell. Did you forgive them for doing that to you?
Yeah.
You
yeah.
told them that.
I didn't tell him that.
You
No.
should tell them.
Okay.
They screwed your life up. But you can overcome it. I know parents who are doing that to their children, and the kids are now becoming young teenagers and adults, and now the kids do all they can to get out of work. And the parents are still feeding them, giving them everything they want, traveling with them, so the young kids don't have a reason to go to work because the parents may be arguing about it, but they still take care of you, so no one cares.
I work for my parents.
You work with your parents?
Yeah, with my
You need to
parents.
get away.
Dang.
Get your own job, do your own thing so you can grow up. Are you a socialist?
Nah.
Almost?
No, I don't want more me's.
That's right, man. Get out on your own. Don't be afraid. Do the silent prayer. Get your own little place. Matter of fact, I would get my own little place. A little bachelor apartment or something, a room somewhere, and get you 2 or 3 jobs, pay your rent, work hard, and you'll be fine. You'll overcome that. You're 26 years old.
Yeah.
I left home at 18 from the plantation. You live on a plantation?
No.
Have you ever lived on a plantation?
No.
I gotta take you down to Alabama.
Sounds hot.
No, move out, buddy, all right?
Okay.
Okay. Any other question?
No.
How you feel about yourself?
I'm working on it. Just trying not to expect. I don't know. Just
Is it depressing not to be a man?
I don't feel like a man, but I don't know.
What do you feel like? That car's coming for you. What do you feel like?
I drank a lot. I started drinking when I was 18 a lot, and I don't feel anything.
You drink a lot?
Yeah.
You still drink a lot?
No, I cut it down a lot.
You cut it down a lot?
Yeah.
But you still drink?
I haven't for like 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. Well, you got to fight for your life. You got to get away from your parents. And don't let them give you one reason to stay there. If you need counseling, let us know. We'll help you through it.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Amazing. Isn't that like sad? 26-year-old male. Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, all is well, actually. I've come here to testify.
Okay.
But there's like so much going on right now. Like the last 3 weeks since I've turned 31 have like actually been quite transformational. So I forgave my mom on Friday.
Oh, yeah?
And yeah, like
How did that go?
I finally, just did it. And really, I should preface this by saying, like, there's so many people that I since, like, coming here, I'm sorry, it's that time of the month. Gross, but if I cry, I can't help it.
Is that time of a month?
Or if I get emotional.
time is that?
If I get emotional. It's time to be real, but also emotional if it happens. But I definitely feel like we're in a certain place in our lives for a certain reason. So there's people that I've met here who've been like so instrumental in helping, like facilitate that much needed change.
Right on.
And I really just appreciate a lot of people here, because some of them have like directly helped me.
Yeah.
Like one of them was actually there to mediate this forgiveness session between my mom and I.
Really?
And then,
How
some
nice
people.
is that?
Yeah, right. I got really lucky actually. And then some people, just by being authentic, friendly. I don't know, it was, my mom and I kind of, tried to forgive each other, going back and forth for many years. And like, when I tried forgiving her like the week before, she's like, oh, it's me that should be forgiving you. Like, get out of here. And I told her, it's like, I didn't feel the need to like go through the list of things that she did to like traumatize me and, kind of turn me into the person I am today. But I told her, it's like, I don't really care anymore because I actually like mean that I forgive you. And she mentioned that like the way that she realized that she had, negatively impacted me by not being the best mother was
Yeah.
because like I didn't feel like I could, like deserve anything in life. I didn't believe in like treating myself well or, like, I don't know, doing things to like self-sabotage.
Yeah.
And, so when I would meet people who would try to encourage me or pay me compliments, it's like I couldn't accept it, right? And it's becoming so much easier now to like see what I need to do, in life.
Yes.
And one thing that helped prep me to forgive my mom was to drop a negative 9-year relationship. So I got out of that. I figured that would be like the best birthday present for myself.
Right
And
on.
when I didn't hear anything from this person, I was like, okay, done and done, right? So easy. And then yesterday I started getting all these calls and text messages from this person. And at one point I would have felt like really sad about it, right? Because it's like he reacted in a really emotional way and that I wasn't expecting. And, to kind of start coming out of the fallen state, you realize like how weak other people are. And when they show that weakness and just how fallen they are, it's like I didn't even recognize him.
Yes.
So, it's like really like suffer, for on his part, because
Yeah.
if a 9-year relationship really would have meant something, he would have probably found it advantageous to like marry me a long time ago or something. So I don't know, I'm feeling really good and I still have to go and forgive my dad, but like, I just getting the ball rolling, it's really nice.
Right on.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you.
That is cool. You're on your way now. Once you wake up, you cannot go back to sleep. You're really on your way. The best kept secret on earth is amazing to me. Anybody know what the best kept secret is? Nobody know? What's the best kept secret?
That God is within us.
That's not the best kept one. But this is the best kept one in a worse way.
Huh.
Yes, Cheryl.
Forgive and let go.
That's not the best kept one. That's a nice one. This is the best kept bad one. One more. Yes, sir.
Satan's your daddy? Because you can't see it, right?
That's a one too, but not the best kept one. Yes, sir. You had this hand. Did you have your hair, Dave?
I was like halfway.
You were like this.
I don't know.
You don't know what it is? The best kept secret is that human beings, boys and girls, are being destroyed by the mothers. That's the best kept secret on this side of heaven. And we've been told that it comes through the father, but it really comes through the mother.
Oh, I need that one.
And that's why if you notice that if you don't forgive your mother, you can go and forgive your father, but nothing really changed. You feel a little better. But when you go and forgive your mother, you're free. Because Satan have had her to hide herself and pretend like she's this emotional good one, when it's really not the case. And so and the world have helped to promote that. And so has helped to promote that. And people suffer because of it. Satan is working through the woman to destroy the women and children. I mean the boys and the girls, and the adults too. And the world, look at how as the women are taking over politics, everything, we're about to become a socialist country. Because that's coming from the woman and people are afraid to deal with it. I'm not promoting politics or telling you how to vote, but I happen to see soundbites from that thing with Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. I pray to God that Kamala Harris would go off on me like that. That'll be her last time going off. Joe just stood there like a little wheat beta male and took it. And just took it. But that's so typical with men and women today. The men are just taking it. And the women are hating them for it. Because they want men to be men. They need you to be men. They really do. So we had this discussion at the gym that I go to on yesterday. And a couple of people came on, I like your show, I watch your show. And one guy came over, he was talking to me about the show. and I asked him my biblical question for this week. And my biblical question is, who is stronger, men or women? So I'm asking this to a bunch of men at the gym, all right? Before I tell you the results, one guy told me, "You're crazy, Jesse. You better watch your back." He was like, "You really." And then I had on this shirt that said, "No sex out of wedlock." That added to it. But, so I want to ask the ladies first, and then I'll tell you what happened at the gym. I want to ask every lady, give me a quick answer. Start here first and we'll work our way around. Who is stronger, men or women?
Women seem to be stronger.
Women? Who's stronger? The young lady right here. Men or women?
I gotta say, women.
Right here. Amazing. It's just like amazing. Who's stronger, men or women?
The reality is men are. Women just think they are.
Right here. Right here in front of you. Who's stronger, men or women?
Women are.
Women
Not
are.
physically, but mentally, they're strong.
And I'm talking about overall, physically, the whole thing.
Oh, the
All
whole
right?
thing?
Oh, I didn't mean strength-wise. You meant physical?
No, I thought emotionally, like that they can recover
You said-
emotionally and they can just, overcome issues and problems and survive.
Oh, okay.
That's what I meant.
Amazing.
But physically,
So-
men.
But I'm talking about everything, the whole
Everything?
thing. Who's stronger, men or women?
Well, I think men are.
Men are?
Yeah.
How about emotionally?
Men are
Men are?
Yeah.
Men are stronger?
stronger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But, so maybe I should break it down, not physical, all right? Everything else but physical. We know men are stronger physical. At least some of the, who's stronger, not physical, everything else?
Definitely men.
Definitely men. Christine?
Women, because where we fall short physically, we make up in craftiness and slyness and manipulative behaviors.
Amazing. Right here, the young lady right next to you there.
Men are.
Men are? Why do you say men are?
Because from what I've noticed, we're very emotional and unstable, volatile. Like our emotions go up and down. So, we can think we're strong, but we're really not.
Okay. Let me ask you, young lady right behind you. I want all this on record. That's why I'm here. Yes, ma'am.
My answer would be men, because I feel like they're more logical, less emotional. Women can get out of control, and they tend to send their kids to that drag show reading at the library, which is like very unstable.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Who's stronger, men or women?
Men.
Men?
Yes.
Okay. The young lady back there, yes. Who's stronger?
Oh,
Men are.
Men are.
Yeah.
Have you always felt this way?
Even when I was in my fallen state, yes.
Oh,
no
okay.
doubt. Yeah.
The young lady right next to you.
Men?
Men.
Who's stronger?
You always felt this way?
I went through a phase where I didn't think so, but I was influenced by the education system and things like that. So I'm coming back
Okay.
around.
All right. Yes, ma'am. Men or women?
Men.
Men. Amazing.
Men.
Who's stronger? All right, on. See, kids know. And so, a lot of you ladies are coming out of the fallen state, so you kind of know what I'm leading up to. Yes, sure.
I'm sorry, but I want to bring this up and just stop me if whatever. They showed this, and I just found out about this baby in a trash bag. And so it was mostly men when they opened up the bag and they saw the baby.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it was men. Because if it was women, we'd be on the crazy train.
Yeah.
I think I can take the baby. Do you have clothes? It would just be like, we would just be going crazy. And so they showed the men, but then the 911 call, the mother was on the phone. Cuckoo. She's like, "Are you coming?" And they said, "They'll be there. They're coming. Just relax.
Amazing.
Are you coming? Are you coming?" And it's like she just kind of went you know, and I'm so glad that the people that found the baby, they were all men. The energy was just,
It's different.
it was different energy. It was great energy.
Yeah.
And that's all. So,
Oh,
yes.
amazing. So let me see the men who are here for the first time. Your first time here. Oh, okay. So let me ask you in the back first. No, right here, behind him. Who's stronger, men or women? Not physically, the other, everything else but physical. Who's stronger? Are you guys twins? Yeah, you look just alike. Uh-huh. Who's stronger?
I feel like women are in a way.
You feel like women are stronger? And why you feel that way?
Because, like, I don't know, I feel like women can, like, I mean, when they, like, focus on their emotions, like, they know how to control it, in a sense.
They know how to control their emotions?
Yeah, like...
What woman are you hanging around?
Well,
that may be a drag queen.
I just feel like when they have, like, a certain, when they have, like, that certain focus on, like, something, like, when it's right, or, like, when they focus on, like, let's say it's, like, let's say they love, like, when they love, like, really hard. Like, I feel like
When they love hard?
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Too hard.
That's true.
The kind that kill you.
Yeah, true.
This is your first time here, right? What's your first name?
Joel.
Joel?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Another Joel. There goes Joel back there too, the black one. He black. So do you have any questions for me, Joel?
Not at the moment. I'm kind of like just still like intro. Trying to,
How
like,
did you
listen.
hear about us?
I used to watch your. My brother showed you. I used to watch your videos a lot.
Oh, okay. Right on. Anything you disagree with?
Mm-mm.
Did you overcome your mama?
I feel like I always I always like reflect and kind of like forgive her like mentally, I guess.
Did you go and tell her you forgive her for messing up your life?
I've never told her that personally, you know.
Why not?
I guess it just never like crossed my mind, or like it never just like dawned on me to do it. But I
Right.
always like do it like daily in my mind, like reflecting on life, like just what we've been through, kind of thing.
Yeah, it doesn't work in the mind though. You need to go and face her so you can get your courage back. Will you face her?
Yeah, she just lives in Florida. That's the
Oh.
only thing.
Are you going to be going down there soon?
I have no plans, but I do
Do
eventually.
you have a FaceTime or a Skype kind of thing?
Oh yeah, yes.
We'll get her on there. Yeah, but you need to deal with her so you can get over it. All right?
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah. Good, man. Who's stronger? I'll come back to you, Joel.
Okay.
Meet Joel. That's my audio engineer. That's Joel. If you were white, your name would be Joel.
Everyone. I've been dealing with that my whole life. Like everyone saying Joel or Joel.
So what now?
Everyone saying like either Joel or Joel.
Yeah. Yeah, I just learned that lately.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know Joel could be a white name like Joel.
Yeah, me either.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. I think it's like a Spanish name, not Spanish, but like a lot of like Hispanics
What?
have that name as well.
It's a Jewish name?
Yeah. Oh.
You a Jew. And Joel half white. 36%, by the way.
Oh, I think it.
36 or 30?
Like Yahweh.
How much? 30. He's 30% white. And you a Jew.
I think I believe I'm just black. Like,
You believe you're just black?
yeah, like I've always. I mean,
You do too. You black. He doesn't know it though.
I don't even know. Like I feel like I'm mixed.
Ain't nothing about Joel that's black. Well, one thing, he can't read. I'm just messing with you. Let the guy in front of you have the mic. Who's stronger, men or women?
Men.
Men. Why do you say that?
Because we're pragmatic.
Okay.
We're less emotional.
Are you stronger than women?
Yeah.
Have you always been?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You sound tough. I'm intimidating you. No, right on, man. This first time here?
First time.
And what's your name?
Tyler.
Any question, Tyler? Welcome, man.
Thank you. I've been watching you for a year and a half. I guess, found out about you on YouTube.
Right on.
Decimating some lady who believed that she should get, believe it was like Title IX or something like that, being, getting education paid for. And I found it intriguing. And I don't know, I think what you do is it's a message that needs to be.
We got to get the
It's
truth
got to
out.
get out there. I've even though you say, oh, you sound like a pretty tough guy. Even I took your advice and I went and talked to my parents.
You did? How did it go?
It went really well. It was quiet.
Yeah.
It was incredibly quiet.
Were you nervous to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to say, tough guy, whatever. But yeah, I was nervous because it's your parents, and you've always looked up to them, and you've seen them a certain way your whole life.
Yeah.
You take a picture of them, and they never age, and they're that same age, even when you're talking to them. And you are, in that moment, I felt like a child, trying to tell them these things. But they were wonderful, because I did it together. So they were both
Did your
together.
mother admit she was wrong? She apologized?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Your father too?
Yeah.
Right on.
And it's powerful, as
Yeah,
you
it
say,
is.
and it really does, it does send you in a completely different direction. And I
Yes.
didn't even realize I needed to be sent in a different direction, which
Yeah.
is what I think I appreciate more than anything. So,
Right
long
on.
story short, yes, men are stronger than women.
All right.
Yeah.
Right here. Who's stronger, men or women? Hold on for the mic.
What is it?
Right here.
Men, but sex. I feel like my weakness is sex. So.
Your weakness is sex?
Yeah.
So you're too weak to move out of the house, but you're not too weak to have sex? He's not too weak to smoke and drink and have sex. You ain't that weak. How are you able to have sex and can't move out of your mother's house, father, mother house at 26?
I pay for it.
You pay for it?
Yeah.
Oh, you shouldn't have said that. Oh, so you're still too weak to get it free, huh?
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, we're going to help you, man. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal.
All right.
You'll get over it. Yeah, so he admit he paid for it. Now we all know you pay for sex. All right. You're on your way to being strong. You're going to be fine. You're going to remember this day and laugh at it. All right? Yes, James.
Lots of super chats
Thank
on
you all.
YouTube.
Yeah.
And
Super
D
chat.
Live too. Lots of support on D Live.
Right on.
This
D
person,
Live.
Elijah asks, he's in an interracial relationship, has a child out of wedlock with her, and he is living together with her, and he wants to move out, but is that from Satan? And he also wants to get with another woman instead.
Well, that's from Satan. But you have to call me because I don't understand the situation. I need to know what's really going on.
Yeah.
So call the show tomorrow, all right? We'll be there tomorrow. Okay.
How do you doubt every thought and yet also think on these things?
Well, when you doubt every thought, you automatically get revelation from God. You automatically live by the light. But you got to doubt every thought because you can't ride two horses at the same time. All right?
About the silent prayer, you mentioned that it's like watching a movie.
Yes.
This person sees situations playing out in his mind. Is he just getting lost in thoughts?
Not if he can see it. Just watch and let it pass. No big deal.
What if everybody believes that you're crazy for going on the right path? Do you just stay above and just concentrate on being closer to God?
Of course. Let them think you. They think I'm crazy at the gym. So yeah, that's fine. So I was at the gym and I asked some of the guys, because they all had not all, but several had gathered around me. Older guys, black guys, white guys, a lot of Mexicans. And they asked me, well, I asked them, well, who do you think, who's stronger, men or women? And they all said women. And some of them were older guys, tall, big guys. I'm like, women are not stronger than men. They're like, yes, they are. I'm like, how? Well, one guy said, well, women know how to be emotional. They know how to let all their emotions out and all that kind of stuff. I said, that's not strength, that's a weakness. You're supposed to help them overcome that. That's hell to be an emotional person like that. And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah. And then one guy said, oh, women have babies. And that's what makes them stronger than men. I said, that's a curse. It's not a blessing to have a baby. You ever had a baby? And they said, oh, yeah, that's right. One guy started quoting the Bible. He said, yeah, that is a curse. And so they really had not thought about the real deal. And I said, well, it's not that women are stronger than men, it's just that men are weak. I said, no such thing as a strong woman. It's just weak men. And they had never thought about it. And this is why I'm glad you all are waking up. Men and women are waking up, because you're going to be shining a light on this stuff. You know, they are in a fallen state just as we were prior to God waking us up. And they've been lied to and just dumbed down and demoralized. They don't understand what's really going on. And they need the children of God, men and women who are children of God, to be an example, do right, so you can show them the right way as well. It's so sad to see that. Some of these guys like older men too, and a lot of millennial men and all that kind of stuff. They just don't know, and they're getting beat up. One guy asked me about child support or something. He's like, why don't you deal with child support? Because he said he had to pay child support to a woman, and it wasn't even his baby. And they know that it's not his baby, but because he was with her, he got to pay for it. And all this can change if men were to turn back to God, turn back to their natural state of being. But a lot of men and women, but especially men, need help. They really can't see. And they are suffering for it. Really, really suffering. So I'm glad you're waking up. And don't be afraid to be honest. Just don't resent. All right? Because some of them are going to call you names, they're going to say things, but that's fine. We're not supposed to be affected by words. And the world is so messed up. I was thinking about, I said to one of the guys, I said, man, every time a man listens to a woman, he suffers. And they're like, no, that's not true. And I said, think about the women that have been in your life. Every time you listen to them, did you suffer? He's like, yeah, but that was abnormal. I'm like, no, you can ask every man that. They suffer for it. Because men are supposed to lead women. Women are not supposed to lead men. Christ lead the man lead the woman. And any man that's been led by a woman is a beta male. There's one guy that's going to come on my show, a real tall, young black guy. He was like, oh, I like your show, man. You crazy. He would tell me all these things. And I said, well, why don't you come on my show and tell me that? He's like, well, what will we talk about? I said, we'll talk about why you're a beta male. And we'll talk about why every relationship you get in with a woman, you become the boy and she become the mama. I said, why do you think you become the boy? I had never met this guy before. He said, well, I think because my mother is a strong woman. I said, no, she's not, no such thing. And he just took off laughing. And he just ran out of the gym. So hopefully he'll come on the show. But we gotta have love. We gotta love everybody enough to be an example and to tell them the truth. That makes sense? And if they don't like it, forgive them. We are children of God. We're supposed to shine the light on the world that the world may see. And it's messed up in the world. It's crazy out there. It is so crazy. And they'll try hard to stop the truth from getting out there. They really are. All right. Let me take this young man. You had your hand, right? Behind you. No, didn't you have your hand? No. Oh, okay. I'll come back to you there, right here, in the white T-shirt. And I'll come to you.
Do you think it's possible for like a kid who grew up with their parents and then they branch out? Do you think it's possible for a kid to pass before the age of like 30 without knowing the word?
Yeah, it is possible. But
so what do we say, like...
God knows their heart, though, so we can't determine whether they went to heaven or hell, because only God knows their real heart, the inner heart. So you don't know what really happens after death. I mean, to that particular person.
Okay. Because I was thinking that everybody knows the word somehow like before they pass away, no matter like.
Well, we all know the truth already. Everybody on earth know the truth, but most won't accept the truth. That's why when you do wake up, you're just reminded of what you already know. You're just reminded. Nothing is really a surprise because the truth is written in our heart. And so that person that died, I don't know, what happened before they died, but they knew the truth. Even if you never saw a Bible, you already know the truth, the written word in the heart.
Okay, makes sense.
All right. Yes, ma'am, and then here. Did somebody die that you know?
Huh?
Did someone die?
I mean, it's just like happening like a lot over social media, artists and stuff like that.
It's happening to what now?
No, I was just seeing it like a lot, like over social media, here and there.
A lot of people dying?
Yeah, passing away,
Yeah.
and everybody's just like, oh, about like their pass away, their death, and everything at a young age.
Yeah, a lot of young people dying
Yeah,
because they're so depressed.
exactly.
They really lost. But then there are a lot of millennials that are waking up too, men and women, so I'm glad about that. Yeah. Are you awake?
I would say I am. I mean, I come here.
Did you deal with your mother?
I haven't flown out to her yet,
Oh, okay.
but I did write her like a whole entire essay, and she did appreciate it.
Well, face her and see how much she appreciates it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Can't you get her on Skype and both of you talk to her at the same time?
We should do that, yeah.
Yeah. And how about your father?
Yeah, we don't really talk to him like as much. But
Why not?
I mean, I feel like I know the real reasons because we haven't really. Yeah, he is old school. He doesn't have like a phone and stuff.
He doesn't have a phone?
He has like a government phone, but it's not like.
He has an Obama phone?
He doesn't text like that.
Does he
It's-
live in California?
No, everything's in Florida.
Oh, I see. Does he live with your mother?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, get them both on Skype then. Talk to both of them.
Well,
you
no, we
resi-
have done that before, but we haven't did the forgiving.
Right. Do you resent your father?
I don't resent him, but I do like wish that things would have like been better growing up because he was like always very in and out the house.
So you wish you had been there?
Yeah.
Okay. How about you?
Yeah, this is literally everything.
But he always said that he loved us, no matter what.
Yeah. Well, forgive him for not being there. He's a beta. He couldn't help it. But he does. Fathers love their children. They really do.
Yeah, he definitely showed love, but
Yeah.
it's just like he never.
Well, forgive him for not protecting you from your mother.
Yeah,
All
our
right.
mom was like head of the household for a fact.
Yeah, that's the problem.
No, that's like we can't even deny that.
Yeah, she like had to carry us on her back
She-
like, everywhere.
Wait, what?
Had to carry us on her back everywhere, like just like moved everywhere. My father was never there.
Yeah. Yeah. Forgive your parents and your life will be different. All right, you'll have a real life.
Yeah.
All right? Okay. Any other? Did I see another hand? Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me take here. Oh, the young lady then here. Okay. Then I got to tell you this, and we're going to wind down.
So I understand the fact that men are stronger than women, and then the fact that you say that giving birth is a curse. However, the fact that it is a curse and that women are able to bear it and overcome it. And I mean, women back in the day used to give birth to 10 children, 11, a lot of children, and they were able to bear that curse and overcome it. Isn't that strength?
No, because they be screaming. They don't be bearing it.
Right, they
It's just
scream,
that
but they
The
recover.
physical pain leaves once the body heals.
Right.
But when you screaming and yelling and cursing while you're having a baby, that ain't. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
Down in Alabama, I grew up on a plantation. Whenever they had babies, they would make us go outside the room, right? Outside. But we would listen at the door, and the mother be screaming and cussing. So, I mean, anybody that get physical pain, they may scream out for a minute, but as soon as the body heals, they feel better about it. That's not necessarily strength.
Okay.
But I know women try to prop it up as strength. Well, we can have a baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's a false sense of strength.
Okay. And I have one more question. How do you reconcile the fact that I do the silent prayer, and I absolutely believe in it 100%. However, before I found you, and I found the way of being intimate with God was just to be still and know Him.
Right.
I did pray out loud.
Right.
I don't know if I was whooping and hollering, but I did pray out loud, and miracles did happen in my life that
What type of
re-strengthened.
miracle?
My husband's life was saved, and even doctors thought that it was a miracle that the day that he showed up, if he didn't show up that day, he would have been dead like a week later.
And you think
Many
that's
miracles.
because of you praying out loud?
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
I think that God interceded and took him to that doctor and just lined everything up in order to make him go to the doctor.
But how do you know he wasn't just going to do that anyway?
Because he had no interest in it.
But still, how do you know God didn't just, work on, rather than let him just die? Why? How do you know God? Because God looks out for it, even in a fallen state.
Mm-hmm.
Believe me. So how do you know he just wasn't looking out for your husband?
Yeah, I don't know that. I that's a good point. I thought, it was a coincidence that when I started believing in God and when I was born again,
Right.
and I started praying out loud, all these different things started happening in our lives
Right.
that to me were clear signs of God acting in our lives and miracles happening. Now, could that have also been the devil? Because you say that when you pray out loud, the devil can hear you and he can interfere.
Right,
So
that's why
could that
we
have
should-
been the devil interfering and making us believe,
The devil
huh?
tell a lot of women, pray for them. And then you get something happening like, Lord, my prayer saved you. I had to go on my knees. And the devil can have them doing that. God is looking out for us, and those who we want to hang around, he let them hang around because he's trying to reach out, or he let them go. But maybe, if you want to believe that, you can. I'm not trying to take that away from you. But we don't know what to pray for. We do not know what to pray for.
So
That's
maybe
why
we-
he said, let the Holy Spirit intercede on our behalf.
So basically, then,
Because your husband could have stayed alive. Let's say you prayed for him to be alive. And then for the next year, you guys once he got out of the hospital, all you did was fight, right? You could have been just fighting and you'd be like, wow, I wish I had not prayed for you. I should have let you die. You ever thought of that?
no.
We don't know. We really don't know. I know we've been taught to do that stuff, but we don't know what to pray out for. That's why we let God's will be done. And he's given us everything, every spirit inside that we need. The Holy Spirit, he's there, and Jesus there.
So as you're giving me that answer, I feel like I'm having this revelation that even if I did not believe in God and didn't pray out loud, God would have still saved my husband's life.
Yeah,
Even
it's
if we didn't, but I just wouldn't have seen it as a miracle because I wasn't believing in God. I would have
Right.
just been like, oh, wow. But because I started believing in God and I was whooping and hollering, then I connected it as, oh, he made a miracle by me
Yeah.
whooping and hollering, and then it became about me
You
praying,
have to be careful
not
with
about
Satan.
God.
Satan will tell you to pray for your husband and take credit for it.
Right.
My prayer did it, right? But God's will being done. We really don't know unless he shows us.
Okay. Thank you.
I've seen mothers praying for their sons and daughters while beating them. I prayed for you. I'm tired of all those prayers. And you still not listening. Set your A down while they praying. Oh, Jesus, I'm sorry. They'll say that right after the prayer. I'll come to you in a minute. I know I saw your hand. Yes, sir. Let me just say, we really look for, we don't know nothing, and all by ourselves, we can do nothing. All that you think you know is from your daddy, Satan. To know that you don't know will be revealed to you. It really will. Yes, sir.
I just wanted to, I raised my hand because I wanted to tell you about what happened when I forgave my parents
Okay.
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, what happened?
So on Father's Day, I had gone to my dad first, and I had apologized for resenting him because, and I explained to him that I had realized that my mother had helped to turn me against him.
Yeah.
And I was figuring out how to see that. And he thought it was real interesting.
That's great.
Yeah. And I told him I forgave him for being kind of weak and letting that happen, and for
Yeah.
basically being a beta male
Yeah.
and a mama's boy. And he sort of like listened. He didn't, totally agree, but he was cool about it. And we had like a loving conversation, and he gave me a big hug afterward, and he was super cool.
Right on, man.
And then later that week, I talked to my mom. That was the next chance I had to go see her. And I had told her essentially some of the same thing, and I told her I realized that she had done that. And she got nasty, man. She got mean. And I have the type of mom where the way that she was manipulating me was through sweetness. She was like overly sweet, super, super nice.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Those are the worst kind.
Like my earliest memories, she used to just like sing to me as a baby and pet my head and tell me I was special and I was from heaven and all these things. And I soaked it all up, right? Because it felt great.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize through my life the way that she would control me is that when I would start doing something she didn't like, she would just take that away and start being a bee. You know what I mean? And as soon as she started taking that away, it felt so terrible that I would go right back in line, and then she would just be real sweet again.
Right
and
on.
I was like an addict to it. And I was chasing that all the time.
Yeah.
And then once I became a grown man, I was looking for that in a female.
Yes.
And then when she wouldn't act that way, I would hate her. Like, what's the matter with you? How come you don't treat me the way my mom does?
That's right.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
And other things too. But anyway, I didn't get into a bunch of detail, but I told her, hey, like, I realized that happened. She got angry, and she ended up just walking away. She left the room.
Oh,
She
man.
just walked
Nice.
away, wouldn't finish the conversation.
Did you ask if she had any insurance? Always find the insurance papers first. Just in case.
I remember that.
And don't tell your brothers and sisters that she had insurance.
Oh, okay. Just keep it for
No,
myself.
but good, man.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. So I just wanted to tell you about it.
So you're on your way now.
Yeah.
You really have, because when you forgive, God forgive you.
Yeah.
And things will change. Right on. Nice story, too.
Yeah, right on.
A lot of men and women, boys and girls, don't know that they resent their mothers. They think it's the father when it's really the mother. They have identified with the mothers. Did you forgive your mother? Yes. Did he forgive you? Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't step on Joel's shoes.
Yes.
Duh, acting as though he was going to step on Joel's shoes this morning. I thought they were going to fight. By the computer guy. So, what happened? Oh, okay. Yeah.
She was the first one I went to, and yeah, it went pretty smooth, actually.
Was she surprised?
To some extent, but she wasn't to the full extent. I mean, she forgave me in return. I mean, it was not forgiving, but...
Forgave you for what?
Oh, no, she told me she tried the best she could, and
and
she tried what she did, and that's pretty much it.
When your mothers tell you they forgive you, don't fall for it. That's a setup. All right? When they say, oh, I forgive you too. Whatever you did, you were acting like her. You became her because you become like what you hate. So you were acting out. So don't let them throw that on you either. You were not being yourself. So if you're doing drugs or having sex with money or whatever, you being your mother, you're not being you. So when you go to apologize and they go, yeah, I forgive you too. Just say, I didn't ask you for the forgiveness. I'm forgiving you. Because they're trying to draw you back in. Whatever you did, it was because of them. You became like your mother and father, so you were not in charge. Now you're in control. Once you forgive, now it's on you. All right? So don't fall for that either. Yes. Did you fall for it?
Oh,
Your
no,
mother forgave you?
Oh, well, it wasn't really her forgiving me. It was kind of like me saying I forgive her.
Right.
And she goes, I understand, and then gave me the tears, but it was, it was good.
She gave you the tears?
Yeah, but
Did she have
she
insurance?
was saying she was sorry, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about your father?
Oh, yeah, I went to him after.
Oh, okay.
And then I called him, told him that I had that resentment. I
Good,
was
man.
taught it. And
So what did you think when he came to you and said, I forgive you for messing up my life?
I wasn't upset because I've probably felt the same way he did towards
About-
my parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's why you did it, because it happened to you.
That's why I told him I understand, because I was feeling probably the same what he was feeling.
Yeah.
But I was able to forgive my parents.
Did you tell them that?
Did I tell him that?
Tell your parents.
Yes, I did.
You went to
well,
them?
they've passed away.
Oh, okay.
They've passed away, but I did, forgive them.
So you love your husband?
I'm not married.
Oh, were you married to his father at one point?
Yes.
And so did you love him?
Yes, I did.
Did you go and apologize for driving him away?
No,
Why not?
because at the time I didn't feel that I needed to.
Yeah. Will you apologize?
Would I apologize?
Because he couldn't handle you.
Well,
He was married to his mother. Remember how mean you were? And you seem so nice. Remember, I can see you being mean too. Can't you just see it? And then she go to church and all fanny with a hat on. Praise the Lord. And then get home and her husband say, honey, make me some dinner. No, make your own dinner. Remember how mean you were to him?
I wouldn't call it mean.
You call it love?
I guess expectation. I was expecting, I guess, roles. I was expecting him to be a man, and I was the woman. And
That's what women want.
And I was expecting him to, I guess, support. I mean, because we both worked.
Right.
So it wasn't like I expected him to completely support me.
But he should have if you had kids.
Well, yeah, once I had him, things changed.
Oh, you stay home then?
No,
Oh.
I was the one that was working.
You was the one that was working? He was not?
Occasionally he would work.
Oh.
So,
Did you go and forgive him for being weak?
the way I forgave him is by leaving.
By leaving him?
Yeah.
That's not forgiveness.
I thought it was at the time.
God never leave you. Have you noticed that? God never
No.
leave you. Even
Yeah.
when you were mean to him,
Right.
God never left you.
Yeah. Well, I thought that by doing that, I was helping my son. He was 3 months old. And I was thinking I would be a better parent by myself.
Oh, man.
But I was young,
Right, I understand. That's right.
So
Yeah. So now that you know, will you go and forgive him for being mean to him because he was weak?
would I forgive him? Of course I would forgive
Will you
him.
tell him?
Yes, but I haven't seen him for many, many years.
Oh, you know how to find him? Well, let her know how to find him. You should forgive your husband because you married a weak man knowing that he was weak, because women like to control, so they have like a love-hate relationship for men.
Right.
They want you to be strong, but if you're weak, they'll still take you.
Well,
So they
I
love to have
kind of
that
knew
con-
he was weak, but I
Yeah.
figured that I could
change him.
help him.
No, you're not God.
But I could-
Women, you're not God. You can't help him.
Yeah.
All right? You can't even help yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
But I found that out that I
Yeah.
couldn't.
So you should have an honest talk with him like that.
Yes, I would like to.
Yeah, it'll definitely make,
Yeah.
God will free you up from it.
Right.
And he may feel better, get better too, getting
Right.
that kind of understanding.
Well, I think he would have a better relationship with his son if I did that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
He would
good.
come around and see his grandkids and have a better relationship with his son.
Right on. He will, because a lot of fathers don't go and visit the kids because the mother's all there in the way.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, make sure you apologize to him.
Sure. Yeah.
So do
No,
you
no
live with your
problem.
mother? No. Oh, okay.
No, he's married. He's got 4 kids.
Oh, good, man.
Yeah, he's got a wife.
Have you brought your wife here yet?
No, I haven't.
I dare you to bring her. No. Oh, that's good. So apologize to him.
Yeah.
All right. Have you apologized to your husband for being mean to him? No, you. Yes, you. Uh-huh.
When I felt it was necessary.
You apologize for being mean to him?
Sure.
When the last time your wife said, I'm sorry, I've been such a mean woman?
Well, I don't think I used those words.
Why not?
I don't know.
What would happen if you said, I'm sorry for being so mean to you?
He would say, okay, good.
So why don't you say it?
I'm sorry for being so
No,
mean
not
to you.
now. Are you doing my silent prayer?
I actually have only heard about the silent prayer by hearing it from the computer.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what that is.
You give it a try. It causes you to be still, let God guide you.
Okay.
It brings you out of your imagination because you're not your thoughts. So it'll bring you out of your imagination so God can guide you. It's because every thought you believe in is a lie. It's not from God and it's not from you.
Okay.
So you could still do your hoop and holler stuff.
I don't do that.
Oh, good. Well, then do the silent prayer. I'm telling you, it'll be amazing.
Okay.
Right,
Thank
'cause
you.
you seem like an honest woman.
Okay, good.
So
Yes.
that's really, that'll get you to the next level.
Okay.
All
Thank
right?
you.
Okay. Yes, sir. And then we got to wind down. Oh, then I come to you, Kelly. Yes.
I would have to disagree in terms of what you were saying about women being weaker than men. I'd say men are supposed to be stronger than women, and it's already evident just in our physical abilities. We're physically much stronger,
Yeah.
when paired up together. But going back like to the Garden of Eden story, even God questioned Adam, why did you yield to doing what your wife told you to do
Right.
instead of what I told you to do? And then when you look at the story
So
of
are you disagreeing that with me? I said men are.
we're supposed to be stronger.
It's just that men are weak. It's not
Yeah.
that women are strong.
Yeah, not all, but most men right now are weaker than women.
Right.
And so
How about you?
I would say no.
No what? Are you weaker than women?
No, but
You strong?
I'm very strong.
That's
And
why you give your son a car that he didn't want?
Yeah. Yeah.
Strong man.
Yeah. So the cautionary tale that God reminds us going back is to look at Samson and Delilah's story. Here it is, you have this supernaturally empowered man who was able to defeat armies with the jawbone of an ass. He was able to confound the leaders of Philistia. But
Did you say ass?
yeah, with the jawbone of a donkey.
You mean a
Of an
mule,
ass.
a donkey.
A mule,
Yeah.
right. And here it was, the very thing that brought him down was just an ordinary, and she wasn't even a virtuous woman.
Right.
So it's at a point where men need to be aware, and the reason why Samson got in the jam that he did was because he did everything apart from God. God had set out all these things for him to do,
Yeah.
and he violated all those rules. So without God, apart from God, we can do nothing, and with him we can do all things.
Right on.
And that's where we need to be.
Absolutely. Thank you, man. Yes, Kelly. And then the guy in the purple shirt, and then there. All right. Ooh, somebody nervous. Yes, Kelly.
I just wanted to revisit the giving birth thing.
Yes.
I think that it's not just the giving birth, it's the 9 months of the body stretching. I'd like to see a man go through that and see what he would think of that.
God didn't make it that way.
What?
If God didn't make it where a man...
I know, but-
If God had made it that way, we would have to go through it.
I know, but I think there's a lot of strength in women going through 9 months of the process before the giving birth. To me, that's like the release, the giving birth, the 9 months of misery. I mean, I'm just speaking from a personal standpoint.
But they wouldn't have to be going through so much pain if they weren't angry about it. If they loved their husband because he loved God, they love him, you could go through that pregnancy without all that pain. It's only the women with the anger that suffer through it.
Well, I guess I was pretty angry then because
You were.
everything about it was just sheer misery for 9
Yeah.
months.
No, there, as Victoria said, when I was growing up, women had 15 kids and just with a midwife. And they weren't as angry as women are today about it. So it was like a joy for them to go through it. They were like looking forward to having kids because they didn't have all that anger. They loved their husbands and stuff. And they respected the men.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, and now women, have you seen those ladies who are like pregnant and they show their bare stomach? Nobody want to see that. Put on your clothes. The guy in the purple shirt first and then in the back. And then I got to wind down, folks. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, Jesse. How are you?
All is well. This your first time here?
Yeah.
What's your first name?
Andrew?
Andrew, how old are you?
19?
19, nice. Any question for me?
No.
Did you go and forgive your mother?
No.
Why not?
I mean, I guess I haven't said directly, like, I forgive you, but I mean, so in that sense, no, I have not.
Why not?
I don't know. I didn't see a need to.
And why not? Why do you see a need to go to her and forgive her? What would happen if you went to your mother and you were honest about the way you really felt and forgave her? Say, hey, I'm sorry for resenting you for it.
Well, she'd probably, I mean, after hearing, like, there's so much JLP, like, forgive your mom, forgive your dad.
Is this your mother?
Yeah, it is. These are my parents.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Oh. What do you need to forgive her for? What did she do?
I don't know.
You don't know? What does she get on your nerves about sometimes?
I guess you could say expectation. So I'm going to school right now to study medicine and whatnot, and that's something I'm interested in. But like sometimes it can be a little tough, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, like, but I'll always hear like, oh yeah, come on, you can do it. All this, I just hate hearing that.
Yes. Absolutely,
Yeah.
man. And why haven't you told her that?
No, I have.
Horrible.
I'll say like I don't want to hear that, and I'll say like I'm sorry, I don't want to hear that, and then I'll go about my own business.
And have you told your father to make her back off?
No, I just figure I'd deal with it on my own.
No, you need. At 19, your father needs to help you.
Okay.
All right, because what's going to happen? You may finish school, but you'll be unhappy.
Okay.
Because she's imposing on you, and it might not even be what you want to do.
No, it's something I found that I want to do on my own.
Well, tell her to back off. Then you'll be fine.
Okay.
Don't give him do what you want, of course, but don't give him that false out of motivation like that. You know what I mean? That only, as you see, only make him angry. He'll find his way. Matter of fact, you should talk to your father about it if you need that kind of encouragement.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you forgiven your father for being weak?
No.
Why not?
I don't really see a need to. I mean, I just kind of carry about my own business and do what I think is right, and I just...
Are you close to your father?
Yeah, I'd say I'm close.
Well, why haven't you told him to tell your mother to back off with her motivational speech?
Well, I haven't, like I said, I haven't found the need. I don't see it necessary.
Oh, okay.
I can just deal with it on my own.
Yeah, forgive her for it, so if she does it again, it won't bother you.
Okay.
It'll just be a mouth outside of you running like this. and you'll look at it like a movie, and it'll be funny.
Okay.
All right? So you need to, what else you need to forgive her for that you wish you stopped doing or had not done?
I don't know. I mean, that's just like off the top of my head. I guess I'd have to think more, but yeah.
You have a job?
No, I'm working on that right now.
Yeah, get a job, man. A little part-time job while you're in school.
Yeah.
So you become independent. And when you graduate, you can go on your own rather than having to come back home.
Yeah.
That makes sense? Any questions for me or anything you disagree with?
No.
I'm glad you're here, man.
Thank you.
Congratulations becoming a doctor. What type of doctor?
I'm thinking either neurosurgery or orthopedic.
We need male doctors. So I'm glad.
Thank you.
All right? What school you at?
University of Oregon.
Right on, man. Nice. Okay. Yes, sir, with the hand. Right on. Are you an only child?
No, I got an older brother.
Oh, okay. How's he doing?
Beta. He's a beta, and it kind of hurts to see.
Yeah. Have you... Beta. Little girl said, beta, beta. Have you talked to your son since you now know what's going on?
I've tried.
What happened? Oh, did you get the mic, girl? Give me the mic. No, let your son keep the other one there, yeah. What do you mean you tried?
I've tried to talk to him. He just seems kind of closed off.
How do you talk to him? What do you try to say to him?
I just try to be an example, try to lead him in the right way, try to explain to him the things he could do on his own. He needs to make his own decisions. He needs to become independent.
Is he living at home with you?
He wanted to come home. I said he needs to stay out there and
exactly.
get his stuff together and keep a job.
Here's what I recommend. Both of you, father and mother, get with him and say, you know what, son, I'm sorry that I let you down. I was weak when you were born. I wasn't a man I should be. I'm sorry for not standing between you and your mother. You need to forgive us if you want to be free. I guarantee you it'll be a different subject. And once he hear you guys apologize for being weak with him or whatever happened, he will forgive you, he will change. You got to deal with the real deal, the cause of why he's like that. Just tell him he needs to be that way. It's not going to change the spirit. He may get up and get a job, he may get an apartment, he may go forward in a physical way, but he'll still be a weak man in spirit. He needs to forgive you so he can return to God. And you need to admit that you were weak while he was, I guess, because the first child always have it hard. So you should apologize for being weak.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
And why have you done that already?
I don't have an answer for that.
Yeah. Have that conversation with him. And even if he doesn't accept it right away, he'll think about it. He'll know that his parents apologized for messing him up. Because that's what's driving him, the resentment. He's separated from God, so he's miserable.
I can see that.
Yeah. But if he forgive his parents, he'll reconnect with God, the tree of life, and his whole world will change. But you got to point the right way by being absolutely honest about letting him down that way.
Right.
All right, will you let me know how it goes?
Yes.
All right. Okay. All right, buddy. Yes, sir. When I talked to my son, I apologize for being weak. I was a beta male, even though I tried to get him. The mother kept him away, but I knew he was mad at me because I was weak. I should have made a baby out of wedlock, first of all. But I was weak, and that helped to change his life when I let him know what the problem was. It's not enough to just say, go get a job or go get an apartment. They got to get the soul right, and he would naturally do the right thing. He would have the power of God working through him, the love. All right? Yes, sir.
I think my wife actually wanted to say something.
Yeah, well, from my experience, and I'm pregnant, I'm 4 months, it is not easy at all.
It's not easy?
Being pregnant,
Why
having
not?
a kid. You feel a lot of...
That's why, remember God said, because of what you did, you're going to suffer at childbirth.
Right.
So it's a punishment for what you did.
And I agree.
Yeah.
But my point is not about suffering. We all know that that's hard for a woman. But what I was about to say is like, it is easy when you have the right person, when you have a husband by your side. I don't feel any pain. I don't feel any stress. I don't feel anxiety.
That's right.
And when I do, I have him to tell me like, don't worry, everything is going to be okay.
Right on.
And everything is okay. So I think I wouldn't be able to do this without my husband, because if that were the case, I will feel incomplete. So pregnancy, yeah, it is hard. You have to go through it if you really want it. But having a strong man by your side, a strong husband, and know that God is there for you, there's nothing to worry about. Even the pain will go away. And I'm not there at that point yet. This is our first baby. I'm new in the game, but I know I'm just not worried about the pain. I'm not worried about all the things that I have to deal when the baby's here, because he's there, and he's a reminder of that God is by my side.
That's right.
That's why it is
nice.
Easier for women that do have a husband, I guess.
That makes sense too, because I mentioned that when I was growing up. Matter of fact, one of my aunts or aunt, what is it? Is it aunt or aunt? If you're white, it's aunt. If you're black, it's aunt. My auntie, she got married. She and her husband had something like 17 or 18 kids, right? But they were married. He bought some land. She never had to work. He was always there, and I never heard her complain. And she just died recently, like 80-something years old. And she just had a good life because the husband was there. Maybe one of the reasons that the ladies are going through all this stuff is because you're not doing it the right way. If you do it the right way, if you get married, date, no sex, no living together, get married and do it the right way, the pain will be less because you will have the Son of God there with you and he'll protect you as Christ is with him. And I do want to end by saying that we must be born again. And the world got you doing it all the wrong way. Some of you have stopped. You know, you should never be having sex out of wedlock. You should never be living together before marriage. You should never be just taking somebody else at their word. You know, let it go in one, you hear it, but let it go in one ear and out the other ones. And men, you should never let mothers take over your kids like this. You should not turn your kids over to the mother. You're there to protect the kids, to watch over them, to be a good man so that they can see the right way to go. And the mother should love their husbands. And when you love your husband, you love God. But when you do it the right way, it can't help but turn out right. But when you do it wrong, you're going to get these results that we're dealing with today. Really. You do it right. Don't let the world tell you that you could do it wrong and expect something to turn out right. It's not going to turn out right. Look at relationships today. Just think about the relationship you've been in, and you did it wrong. Look how they turn out. And ladies, you cannot change a human being. Only God can do that. All right. So don't marry or get with a man thinking that you're going to change him. You're not. And if he become what you want him to become, you're going to hate him for that because you still have control over him. All right. And so salvation is about overcoming the spirit of mother and returning to the spirit of your father, which is the spirit of God. If you don't love your earthly fathers, you would never love God. It's not going to happen, and you're going to suffer the rest of your life. Yes, ma'am, last word. Okay, sorry. No problem. Don't be sorry. It's fine. Is this your first time here?
Yes.
Oh, amazing.
I just wanted to say that I have two kids that are 13 months apart, 15, excuse me. I have really bad pregnancies. I throw up every day until they come out. And I think it's a bargain because they're amazing. You're able to create a human, you know, no matter what it takes. I think it's beautiful. And I would never. Okay, and Kelton wants to say something.
Hey, Kelton. Beta.
And we love you so much. That's all. And thank you for having us here.
How did you hear about us?
I've been watching you for about a year and a half.
Right on.
And I stumbled onto you. I was watching like Gavin McInnes or something.
Oh, okay.
And I stumbled onto you, and I'd seen you a few times, and then something about some of the stuff you were saying, I realized my life had changed a lot earlier, like over 10 years ago. And I was always trying to figure out what exactly I did, what the formula was that really just pulled me out of this hell, the fallen state.
Yes.
And when you said forgiving the parents, I realized that's exactly what I did. I told both of my parents I forgave them.
Right on.
And it was just amazing because I try to help other people. And with you saying that, you really pinpointed it so I can be more exact in exactly what's going to fix it. Yes? Say it again. Okay.
So, we have the kid calling the show.
That's him. This is him. This is him. This is him.
Right on.
So we're here. And
I want to take a picture with you, all right?
Please, we want to take a picture with you, and we're getting your book, From Rage to Responsibility, because I'm still conquering the Scottish rage.
Okay.
So,
all right.
All right. Thank you
well,
so much.
thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely amazing. All right. So, let me just say this. Once again, you must be born again, right? And then don't freak out. Let's say that you go and forgive, and now you're free. But once in a while, you hit the pot. You got to take some pot. Don't judge yourself for it, because you are being cleansed. God is taking, the sin is the hate that you have for one another, your parents, right? But the stuff that you're doing is not the sin. So once you forgive and you're born again, God will forgive you. And then all those habits that you picked up will start to fall away because your mind is being renewed. You have perfect love and you're growing. And one day you'll look around and you'll be totally free from it. totally free. So don't try to change that. Stay away from it as much as possible. But if you do find yourself doing it, don't hate yourself for it. Just realize, well, watch yourself, but don't hate yourself, and then you'll get over it. Don't judge yourself for it. Don't play God. All right? So don't give up just because you may believe into a thought and get mad, overreact to a situation. Just realize you believe the thought. Don't make that a big deal because Satan will use it against you. Is that clear? Because some people give up. They're like, oh, I thought I was free. I had sex out of wedlock again or something, right? Don't judge yourself. You are being cleansed. Be patient. Any questions about that? All right. Well, I am amazed. This is so good. Did this help today? Do the silent prayer.video. I'm sorry?
Did you answer the biblical question?
What was it?
What's the thing that can set us free?
Oh, what do you think it is? I'm glad you reminded me.
I think it's returning to the Father.
Return to the Father. Let me ask you a friend in the white shirt. You know that guy?
Yeah. What was the question?
What's the one thing that can set you free?
Revelation of knowledge through God.
Revelation of knowledge through God. What do you say there? Forgiveness. Last person I want to ask is Joel.
I kind of go with Derek on the forgiveness, but I think it's two-parted in the sense of once you forgive, you still have the thoughts, and I feel like you can't really return until you've truly doubted all thoughts.
And the last person I want to respond, this person, well, two people. You guys know Esteban, right? That's our Esteban. Esteban is like a little baby in the family. And he's a headache to Joel and James sometimes. And James fired him. The white man fired the Mexican. What's the one thing to being free?
I guess admitting that you're wrong about like any thought that you have or any opinion about other people.
Okay. Yes, David. David had his hand. And I'll just tell you so we can end.
I was going to say forgiveness too when you asked it on the radio this week, and then I thought it's being forgiven by God, because when
Okay.
you're forgiven, that's what brings you back to your original state. It's like the reset button.
And you're all right in what you're saying, so it's not like none of those things were wrong, but when you realize that you're not God, the moment you realize, when I realized I couldn't change my life, because I was going to church, I would read the Bible, I was hooping and hollering, I was giving tithe and offering, I was working on the men's publicity committee, I was giving all, but I wasn't changing. And I was doing everything the preacher said do, but I wasn't changing. And I realized I couldn't change myself. I'm like, I'm done. I can't change myself, right? And in that very moment, things start to change. And so when you stop being angry at yourself, stop being angry at others, because doing that anger causes you to think that you're God. That's why you're angry. That's why you're judging, because you think you're God, right? But when you realize there's nothing you can do, things will start happening. We are not God. There's only one God, and He's above and inside. All right? So anytime you judge your fellow man, anytime you try to control someone's life, anytime you live by expectation, you think you're God. We're supposed to live by faith and not by sight. And you will once you return to Him, simply by faith. So that's what the answer was. When you realize you're not God. Because we play God with anger. When you're angry, you're playing God. That makes sense? Yeah, that's what it is. All right? Okay. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We're not having a men's forum this week because of 4th of July. So I wish everybody a happy 4th of July. Don't forget to like, share, follow, subscribe, tweet, and what else, James? And ring my bell. You can ring my bell. Christine, that was a major, major testimony. I'm so glad to hear it. You look better, too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I noticed it's kind of like aid in like my digestion.
digestion.
Yeah.
Not overeating so much.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you haven't seen anything yet. You're going to take out the nose ring after a while. No.
The wall's going up, but the nose ring's staying in.
So thank you all for tuning in. I wish you a happy 4th of July. We will be on radio all week this week. So we'll talk to you then. And thank you all for coming. I absolutely appreciate it. All right. All right.